Welcome back, everyone. So in this lecture, we'll first understand what is meant by frequency in an image, means what is high pass and what is low pass, what is high frequency component and low frequency component in an image. And then we'll learn about smoothing spatial filters such as averaging, weighted averaging, and order statistic filters. Spatial filters can be classified into smoothing filters or low pass filters, and sharpening filters are also called as high pass filters. So in this lecture, we'll focus on smoothing low pass filters and its types. Before we continue with the topic, let us first understand what is meant by this low frequency and high frequency component in an image. So frequency means the rate of change of intensity per pixel. So let's say you have some region in your image that changes from white to black. So let us consider this popular image of Lena. Okay, so which is widely used in most of the image processing research papers, okay, or in books also. So in this image, you have a lady in the front and you have many objects in the background. So if it takes many pixels to undergo that change, it's low frequency. So this is what we define as low frequency in an image. If it takes many pixels to undergo that particular change. Okay. So basically we are focusing on region that changes from white to black. Okay. So let's see here. So there are it's a grayscale image and there are many such places where the image changes from white to black. For example, this portion here to here, this is a white to black, and here also in this way, okay, white to black transition is there, you can see, and here also you can see. Now what is a low frequency and high frequency in this? So if you consider this portion here, okay, and if you move from this part to this part, the transition is slow. Okay, so it takes many pixels to change from this white somewhat whitish portion to darkish portion here. That is the low frequency portion. And similarly you can find one more here. Okay, so from this part to this portion, the skin tone, it's white here. Okay, it's white and it's dark here. So this is the low frequency part in the image. But if you consider this portion here, so here it's black and suddenly it changes to white here. Okay, or vice versa if you go in the other way. So this is what we call as high frequency. So there's a sudden transition, means there's a black pixel next to a white pixel and there's a huge intensity gap, then it is called as high frequency, means the contrast is more there. If it is a low contrast part, then it is a uh, low frequency. Understood? So this is what we mean by low frequency and high frequency in an image. So slow variation from white to black or black to white means lots of pixels are in between the white part and the black part, then it is called as low frequency. And if it changes rapidly, means few pixels are there in between white and black pixels, then it is called as high frequency. First type of spatial filters that we are going to learn is smoothing spatial filters. And the purpose of using a spatial smoothing spatial filter is to blur the image or to remove the noise. Blurring is usually used in pre-processing steps to remove small details from an image prior to object extraction or to bridge small gaps in lines or curves. It is equivalent to low pass filtering in frequency domain because smaller details are removed. These smaller details are basically high frequency components. The application of smoothing filters is basically to reduce the noise and smooth the false counters. And there are some side effects of using it as it creates edge blurring, and basically the overall image will become blurry. Okay, we'll see in the next example. So types of spatial filters that we can use is smoothing linear filters, in which we can have a averaging filter or weighted average, like Gaussian filter. And then we can also have a smoothing non-linear filters like order statistic filters. In that you can have a median, minimum, maximum type of filters. Smoothing linear filtering is also called as low pass spatial filtering. So this is the filter mask. We already studied about this. This is a averaging mask, moving average filter that we studied. So all coefficients are 1, and basically we divide them by 9. You can also have neighborhood weighted averaging like this. So where we have emphasis on some pixel here, the center pixel is having more emphasis than the surrounding pixels. Okay, so this is also another type of averaging filter. And you can also use a different size of masks like this one. This is a 5 cross 5 filter. Okay, and you can notice here it is 1 by 25 because there are 25 cells, and here there are 9 cells, so we are dividing by 9. Okay, and here some of the coefficients are 16, so we are dividing by 16. So it's basically averaging. Okay, so you need to divide by the total number in the mask coefficients. Okay, so that is the concept here. So sum of mask coefficients is always equal to 1 for a smoothing linear filter. And the drawbacks, as we discussed earlier, it loses sharp details or edges. So here we'll see the working of it. So uh, this is a normal averaging filter, moving average filter, or a weighted average filter. So what we do here is we have a filtering mask like this. Okay, and we have the input image, and uh, if you use this smoothing operator which moves around this image, okay, pixel by pixel, okay, all rows and columns are covered. So how it looks like is, so you're convolving like this, and then this is the output. And you can note here the input image is quite sharp. All the details are clearly visible. The difference between the bright and dark is clear here. Eye looks sharp, and even the whiskers you can see clearly. But in the processed image, you can see it's blurry. Okay, so this is the effect of using a smoothing filter. It makes the image blur. Let us understand the effect of using various sizes of filtering masks on an image. So this is the test image which has various patterns like this increasing size of a square block, a dark square block, and letter line, increasing the size of the letters here, and noise rectangles. Okay, so many patterns are there which could be found in any regular image. So this is a test pattern. Now if we apply 3 cross 3 averaging filter, this is the result, and it has little effect on it uh, uh, when you look at it. But if you examine closely, you can see some differences, like this pattern in input has been turned into a bit more blur. Means noise has been removed, but it has turned into something blurry, and same effect on other blocks also, little bit blurry, but still okay. It's very hard to make out the difference. But if you increase the size of the filtering mask to 5 cross 5, okay, 5 cross 5 averaging filter, this is the effect. You can see quite a difference here. Okay, so this input pattern has changed into this low contrast blurry pattern. Now if you increase it further to 9 cross 9, this is the effect, and you can see this noisy pattern has almost vanished here. Okay, so it has been so much smoothened out. Next, if you increase it further to 15 cross 15, this is the outcome, and some circles have been vanished. Okay, almost, and the pattern, noise pattern, has been totally, means kind of totally been removed here or smoothed out here. Now increase it further to 35 cross 35. It's a huge uh, filter size, and this is the result. So some patterns have been totally washed out from the image. For reference, the input image is 500 cross 500, and the filter we are using here is 35 cross 35. So you can see the difference. So pattern, it's been totally been blurred. So this is the effect of varying the mask sizes. Let us examine one more example for smoothing linear filters. This is the image from Hubble Space Telescope. It's the image of the galaxies. And if you apply 15 cross 15 averaging mask on that and filter, this is the result. It makes the image blurry. And on top of it, if you apply the thresholding, this is the result. Okay, so you can make out some patterns here. So basically, this is reduced into a binary image where you have only black or white pixels, pure black or white. So you can have 1 bit per pixel representation for this image. So this is the result of using the smoothing filter. So you can see the sharp image has been turned into a blurry looking image. We can modify the functioning of the averaging filter by adding weights to the filter coefficients. Basically what we do is we give different weightage to the pixels depending on their relative position to the central pixel. So the idea is pixel closer to the central pixel are given more importance, means they are given more weightage, and this technique is often referred to as weightage averaging. So this example we have already seen. So in this setup for averaging filter, the central pixel is given more weightage. So it is given a number of 4, value of 4, and the diagonal element is just given a value of 1, and 4 neighbor is given value of 2. You can also represent it like this also. You take the 16 inside, and we need this 1 by 16 outside or inside because it's essentially a averaging filter. So total uh, number of weights that you have inside, okay, or the coefficient values inside, so that is given in the denominator, and this function or these values, it's basically generated using a Gaussian function, and we'll learn more about Gaussian function or filter in the frequency domain filtering techniques. Next type of smoothing filters is the order statistic filters or non-linear filters. So basically, these are the filters whose response is determined by ordering or ranking the pixels contained in the image area covered by the mask. Uh, we can have median filtering, in which a gray level of each pixel is replaced by the median of its neighbor, which is basically useful for denoising or removing the salt and pepper noise or impulse noise, as we call it. And we can also have max filter, min filter, etc. So let us see how these order statistic filters work. So basically what we have is an input image, and we need a filtering mask because it's a spatial domain filtering. So we have a filtering mask. So this size of the mask can be uh, different, can be 3 cross 3, 5 cross 5, 7 cross 7, or any size defined by the user. So this mask is a moving window, and for this we have 5 cross 5 as example. Okay, now we take this 5 cross 5 mask or sub image which moves. We take the pixel values which is covered by that mask, we call it as a sub image here, and then we take the statistical parameters. So it could be either median, minimum, max, etc., and then we will replace the center pixel in the original mask, okay, with the median, minimum, or maximum value. So that is it. Okay, this is how we perform order statistic filtering. no averaging is done. So if you add all these pixel values up and divide by the total number of pixels, that will be a averaging filter, but we are not doing such. We are just sorting them and then picking median, min or max value depending on the requirement. Let's take one particular example of order statistic filters, that is median filter. So a median filter replaces the pixel at the center of the filter with the median value of the pixels falling beneath the mask. A median filter does not blur the image, but it rounds the corners. It's nonetheless it's a low pass filter, and we'll see how it works and what are the outcomes in the next part. So let's see one example for median filter. We have an input image with the 3 cross 3 pixel arrangement like this. Now let us concentrate on the center pixel 68. Let us filter this value. Okay. So for this we'll consider 3 cross 3 mask. So we'll consider the pixel values in the 8 neighborhood like this. So the pixels are 91, 55, 90, 77, 68, 95, 115, 151, 210. Now the next task is to sort them in ascending order. So let us sort them. So 55 is the smallest, and then we have 68, 77, 90, 91, 95, 115, 151, and 210. Now the task is to pick the median value. So the value which lies in between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth element is the middle one. So uh, we'll choose it as median value, and we'll replace the 68 by this new median value which is 91. This is how a typical median filter works. Now in order to filter the corner value like this pixel, if you want to filter, then you can assume zeros around the border. So like this, you will just put zeros all along and then consider a window like this. Okay, and then put them in ascending order and then pick the median value. And point to note here is for all the corners like 90 here or 210, 115 or 91, if you filter for this small image, because they're border corner pixels, and if you sort in ascending order, they will have 5 zeros. So that means border pixel will become 0. This 210 or 90 will become 0. Okay, for this example. So this is how it is done. Let us understand the difference between a median filter and a averaging filter. Both of them are smoothing filters, uh, but how they operate is quite different. And the result of using a median filter or an average filter on this will be quite different. Okay, let us see. So this is a PCB image, and you can see it's noisy, and the noise which is corrupting this image is salt and pepper noise, which is also called as a impulse noise, because you have uh, spots of very high and very low spikes. Okay, that is impulses, either black or white, salt or pepper noise. Okay, now if you try to filter this image using the averaging filter, okay, a moving average filter that we studied, you can see the result here. So the image, uh, you can see reduced number of this noise grains here, but it has become a bit more smoother, but the noise still remains. Okay, so this is the result of using a averaging filter. Now for the same input image, if you apply median filter, look at the result. It has done wonders to the image. Now all the spots with the black and white, or this noise, salt and pepper noise, has been removed or eliminated by the median filter. So that is the advantage of using a median filter. Now you can you can make the conclusion that for salt and pepper noise, median filter is the ideal choice. Averaging filter won't help in removing the noise, but median filter will. And you can see some variations around the edges if you zoom in and observe, but still that is okay. It's doing much better job than a averaging filter here. So in this lecture we have looked at what is frequency in an image, some smoothing spatial filters like averaging, weighted averaging, and order statistic filters. In the next lecture we'll learn about sharpening spatial filters. See you at the next lecture. Thank you.